Hey there, everyone. Come along with me and Khan as we walk along the beautiful Bangkok, Thailand, and visit one of the coolest areas in Bangkok called Asia Teak. It is right on the Chao Phraya River. Very cool. Has a really cool vibe to it, especially at night. We walked during the day. We took the boat over. So I hope you enjoy watching the footage, and if you get a chance to come to Bangkok, definitely check out Asia Teak. We will also talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is business. And today we're going to talk about hustle has an expiration date. Most people miss it. I know I did. And we're going to talk about, how to know when it's coming up. So first of all, hustle works, and I've talked about this several times. I'm talking about this a lot in my book, even in my first book, A Woman's Side Hustle. Hustle works, and that's why it's so hard to let it go. And that's the same mindset that helped you grow. You needed to hustle in order to make it go, in order to figure out what you're doing. You had to grind it out and work around your job and work part-time and work extra time. That same mindset helps you grow, and it is that same mindset that's going to keep you stuck. The thing is when you're used to hustling, you don't think I need a system. A hustler just thinks I need to do more. And so you try to work longer, you try to sleep less, you try to push a lot harder, and instead of asking what needs to run without me. So there's a moment in every business where you can't build it and carry it at the same time. And that's when hustle expires and the structure becomes the next move. So let's back this up with my own personal experience, because I've definitely been through this. I am naturally in a hustle mindset. Naturally was raised this way by my parents, who are both, very hardworking people, did not go to college, still got to six figures in their business. Neither one of them went to college, okay? So they were two Black people from the Midwest. So I watched them, I learned from them, and I just duplicated what I saw. I was always a hardworking person, always had a side hustle, always went to school and had two jobs, always had three jobs, always had a side business around my job, never had one thing going on. Many people said, oh, she's a Jamaican, with that old, a stereotype about them having multiple jobs. That was definitely me. So when I started my business, finally got my business to go and work, of course, I put the same kind of energy into it that you would expect from a person who hustles. I hustled all the way till I was able to leave my job with a six-figure business on the side. That same six-figure hustle is what retired my husband and moved him into my business as well. So now with his assistance, him helping me, I was able to hustle even more. I hustled to a multiple six-figure business, and we just kept going. We were able to move up in our lifestyle and just hustle and hustle. And I remember there was a point when it wasn't working exactly the same. I'm working as hard as I possibly can. I cannot sleep any less. I cannot feel personally any worse. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? How am I going to get past this threshold? And the worst things start to happen. I start to realize that the more I work, the less I make. That is when I go, oh shoot, what am I doing wrong? So there's a point of diminishing return. There's a point when you're working, the more you work, the more hours you spend, you won't make any more money. And that is something I learned from experience. Here I am going and grinding and doing all the things, and it's no longer working. So that meant that I had to do something different. And the problem is not really a problem, it's a learning experience. I had to go back and break something. So you had to go back and change your business the way it's built, change the way your money's coming in, rethink about how you're going to do your business this time, still staying within your voice. I mean, there's a lot of things you had to restructure. And I realize that a lot of us are not raised this way or taught this. And I also realized that I have to become the steward of my own business, but also this gave me an opportunity to learn something that my parents could not pass down. They passed down the hustle, they passed down the hard work, they passed down the resourcefulness and the ingenuity, but they did not pass down this. So the first thing we need to back up and say, why do people get stuck in the hustle? Because hustle works. That's why they get stuck. Why can we not judge that? Because hustle works. We can't deny that. But the problem is it does not work all the time. It will not take you all the way to your goal, especially if you have big goals. And at some point, the hustle is going to start working against you. So at this point, what we need to do is look at what we need to build, change, look at our business so that we can create it differently. You can't hustle forever. You have to get beyond the hustle. So that's all for today. I hope this has been very helpful to you. I look forward to talking with you again tomorrow, and have an amazing rest of your day.